Welcome to my room. And today we're going to play Forspoken on the PlayStation 5. And before we get started, I thought I'd mention, first of all, that I've tried to do this video probably about 8 times now. And there has just been a consistent series of fucking problems. Hopefully I've got it all sorted out. I'm gonna try, like, this game is still too loud. The biggest issue I've had is with the audio. It's really dynamic, which I like. If I'm playing the game for myself, alone, I really like it. But trying to do a video with this game has been a fucking nightmare because the audio is so dynamic. It will go from extremely quiet to insanely fucking loud. And then I'm yelling and screaming and shouting to try to keep talking while a game is playing. It has been nothing but a battle for the last 3 fucking days. I'm not even, 3 fucking days I've been trying to do this. So let's change scenes here. And dude, it's still too loud. What I'm going to do is load a game. And my plan here, and I'm going to talk about a few things before we get started. I'm not starting a new game from the very beginning. I tried that already. I did 3 hours of that specifically. It's a slow start. And I don't want to start the game off super slow where we're spending hours just getting the hang of it before we actually get into the game properly. You know, I don't want to spend hours doing that. I just want to show what the game is like. Just kind of cover some of the highlights of what it has to offer. Show some of the cutscenes, some of the acting, show what it's like to walk around in town, and then go out into the world and explore the world and show some of the combat. So that's what I'm going to try to do. So I'm going to load a save file I have that's pretty close to the beginning. I played it about 4 hours. And then I'm going to turn the volume way back up so that while we're in the game, listening to dialogue and cutscenes, you will be immersed in it. And then I'm going to turn it way back down so that I can talk. That's what I'm going to try. That's my strategy with this game here. Let's see how it goes. I just did this and I forgot to turn the in-game voice audio up. So then I had to stop the whole video and redo it. Voice, did I say audio or video? The voice audio. So that's Frey. And she just recently arrived to this world through a portal. She's from New York City. She's a troubled young girl who she was orphaned as a baby. She was found abandoned, on the streets as a baby. She's had a really hard life. She's essentially homeless. She's been squatting in an apartment, an abandoned apartment. She recently had a confrontation with some scumbag street trash. And they punched her in the face. They kicked her in the ribs. They put a gun to her head. It was pretty messed up. She just barely escaped with her life. Then they burned down the apartment she was in, tried to kill her. And she escaped through a portal to this world. And she's got this bracelet on her arm. I don't know if you can see it. You'll see it soon. She talks to it. She found a bracelet and it's possessed by some kind of spirit, and it fused itself to her arm and she can't get it off. it's almost like a symbiotic relationship. And she talks to it and it talks to her. And that's one of the like mechanics in this game, is that there's a lot of constant back and forth dialogue between Frey and this bracelet. And when you're playing the game by yourself for fun, for enjoyment, for personal enjoyment, it's awesome. I really like it. When I'm trying to do a video and it's like two people are constantly interrupting me, it pisses me the fuck off. So I've had to turn the volume way down because it's literally like having it's like you're trying to talk to some people and then two motherfuckers just start having a loud conversation in the middle of you talking. It's like, excuse me, I'm fucking talking. It is constantly like that, and it was making my videos so difficult. So there's a separate audio slider in the menu just for the voices, and I'm going to end up turning that way the fuck down, like way the fuck down once we're out into the world. But to get started here, I'm going to have it up so that we can hear the cutscenes and shit. I want to show some of that stuff before we really get going. So I'm going to turn the audio way back up, and I'm going to try to be quiet. Okay. Let's continue.
Good morning, Frey. Here are the notes on the Tirana I promised you.
Look, about our deal. Your dad's journals all got burnt up in the guild when we escaped.
It's fine. Frey, you brought him back. That's far more important. That is more than I could ever have hoped for. Here.
Thank you. So, where can I find Scylla?
You should visit the archives in Upper Sepul. You'll be able to find out more about her there.
The archives. Got it.
Alden, sorry to bother you, but I just saw your father wandering off.
Forgive me, Frey. I need to go and find him.
So you'll find items like this throughout the game. And it's like finding lore. And it will explain various aspects of the world and the history. There's actually quite a bit of it that you can read up on. Because otherwise, they don't really spell things out to you. They don't just tell you everything that's happening. It's kind of up to you to go in if you want, if you're interested in it, and read up on the details. And another thing I want to mention real quick. I started saying it's kind of like, it's a medieval setting. It's almost like the Renaissance fair. And I like that about it. This game was published and funded by Square Enix. And they set up a separate studio, Luminous Productions. And this was the game that Luminous Productions created. It didn't sell very well. It didn't review very well. And a lot of clown-ass fucks on the internet took a shit all over this game because they wanted Fortnite and Call of Duty, I guess. So that's what they're getting now. Thanks, guys. And this fucking work of art here, Square Enix closed down the studio and like shit-canned everybody. I'll probably complain about that at some point in this video. But Square Enix, like I mentioned Square Enix because and Squaresoft specifically, many of their games have always had, even their serious games. You go all the way back to like NES or Super NES. Even in a serious game with a serious story, there's often a lot of humor and goofiness in there. You go back to some of those early Final Fantasy games and they're goofy as hell while still being serious. And the Renaissance fair like theme that's going on here, like it feels a little goofy. It's just almost kind of self-aware that they're acting. And I like that about it. It's fun. It makes it fun. It's like I'm at the Renaissance Fair, but it's way better than the Renaissance Fair. It's not nearly as fucking cheesy. It's like these are real pros. And I like that about it. And then Frey, she's retaining her personality and her character from New York City. So she's in this Renaissance world and they're all talking like those types of people, you know, with the accents and the old fashioned way of speaking. And then she's just like, what the fuck did you say? Or like, fuck you, shut the fuck up. And I think that's hilarious. I love that sort of, I don't know if dichotomy, I don't know what the word is, like that difference between the two styles of speaking and thinking or whatever. But let's continue here.
Right. Off to the archives we go.
I am kind of worried about Bob, though. He is my ticket out of here.
Do what you want. But remember, we have a Tunter to defeat.
So we're going to go look for that woman, Auden. That's Frey's friend. And she actually saved Frey's life. And she's allowing us to stay in that little house up there.
You're Frey, aren't you? The one who used her amazing powers to drive back the monsters. I'm Pilo. Can't believe I'm talking to the hero who saved the city.
I'm not a hero. Not now, never will be. Did you want something?
Just wondering if there's anything I can do. I don't know, I could... Hey, I could show you around town. You haven't been here long, right?
A guided tour, what an excellent idea. Certainly couldn't hurt to get the lay of the
No,
land.
thanks, but I'm not in the mood.
Oh, don't say that! Look, I'll be waiting for you, all right? When you're ready, just let me know.
You can take on side quests, just like in an RPG, because this is an RPG. She doesn't take shit from anybody. She's really independent and stubborn.
I need to ask Bob about those Tyrannas.
You know, even that bracelet tries to give her advice, and she's like, fuck off. Like, she'll literally say shit like that. I love the fucking animations. Look how her clothes animate. She's wearing her, like, t-shirt and jeans with this, like, medieval cloak that she got from her friend. She has magic powers here.
Gotta stop this at once.
Sounds like trouble.
So you'll see her using magic at some point.
Yo, what's going on here?
The Robian's trying to desecrate a lovely old ballow tree. He's, got himself a mite worked up. The blue and the bloomers too! We've tried explaining to him that he can't just run amok in the grove like this. That there is our last ballow.
All right, just cut him some slack, okay? He's been living in the break for the past 20 years. He's just taking some time to adjust. He'll be back to himself soon.
You keep telling yourself that.
Father! Father! It's Auden.
Auden? Auden? My dear girl, what are you doing here? I was supposed to see you there. I cannot see you there if you are here.
It's all right. I will take you there, and we will be there together. Apologies.
Be a good man, Sir Robian, and hand it over.
Please, Father, give it to them. Please. Thank you. We'll take it from here.
Just make sure V doesn't.
He won't. You have my word.
Oh, Autumn. I'm such a fool.
You are no fool. I believe in you. I told them you wouldn't harm the tree, but I never said that I wouldn't. Now is our chance.
Once again, breaking the law.
I don't do it proudly. But all I do is for Athia. And if my father believes this could help, then I believe it too.
Hey, Bob.
Strange young girl from another world.
Yeah. I, have your notes on the portals. The Tirana?
Oh my, he's much worse than I believed.
Forgive me. My mind's a little wibbly-wobbly, wobbly-wibbly.
Voosh?
Huh? Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Yes, Voosh! I need to Voosh back home, where I came from. After I kill this crazy lady. If I survive.
You will.
I will go back home, or I will kill the crazy lady.
One or the other. Maybe both, maybe neither. Ah. Who's to know?
Sounds promising.
Yes. Yes, yes, I promise. I will work on making you whoosh. You have my word.
Terrific. The word of a senile old has-been. I am clad.
Great.
What am I doing in the grove?
Let's get you home.
Audie!
Yes. Come on.
Catch you guys later. Hey, Cuff.
So every once in a while, you can stop and talk to the bracelet that she calls Cuff. And you can use it to learn about the world or just, just have some casual conversation about events that might have just happened. And while you do it, you're kind of stuck here in this menu. I could just say never mind and then leave. But let's talk to him. Talk about Bob.
Speaking of Bob, how come he didn't turn into a zombie? He came right through the break with us.
I'd say he was mostly break zombie already, wouldn't you?
Talk about Auden.
Strange how Auden seems to love Bob so much.
Strange. Why?
Well, I don't exactly think the world of my parents. I guess being left on your own for years doesn't hit everybody the same way.
And why should it? Humans are horrendously complex creatures, after all.
Talk about Olivia.
Olivia. Barely knew the kid, but she just stuck with me. She had fire.
And now it's been extinguished. Somebody has to pay. Let us proceed to the archives, then.
It's in the upper city, right?
Olivia was this little girl that we befriended in the city here, and she was just recently killed during a battle.
Don't you think we better learn more about Scylla before charging off into the wilds?
And Frey wants to find the woman that killed her and kill that woman, essentially.
You there!
It's about Serobian. Actually, it's about everything. The city, too. We owe you our thanks. Had you not been here, who knows how many more would have suffered?
I could have done more.
Please, I know you are in pain, but you must not lose heart. The bard at the square, Wallace. Do you know him? He may be a frivolous, nonsensical sort of person, but his talent is undeniable. Perhaps a tune might do you good. Truly, his music has the power to soothe the soul.
Wait, you're not telling me she's... Really? That foppish nonsense?
No, no. Of course not. My feelings are not... I mean, of course never mind. His music gives me a certain courage, that's all. A sense that it may not be altogether foolish to hope for a brighter tomorrow.
Wow, I guess I'll have to listen harder.
You plan to face Tanta Sila, do you not? Those of my line have long been her most faithful protectors, though such a legacy is no longer one to speak of with pride. Take care. She is not to be trifled with.
The dutiful sword maiden and the foppish bard, eh? What a pair.
Yeah, it's like the plot of a corny romance novel.
So that bard, we've met him, and he writes and plays like really bad songs, and we made fun of him last time that we listened to his music, and I think that guard is in love with him.
Kinda weird that they let us through without any hassle.
They're probably all petrified of you after seeing what you did.
You again?
I think this city is really impressive. It has a sense of scale and like majesty to the architecture. The sky looks fucking amazing. It's kind of like... I think they took some inspiration.
We cannot leave the city yet. How are we to defeat an enemy we know nothing of?
I'm gonna turn it down so I can talk. Because they're gonna be talking constantly like this, and it's like interrupting me when I'm trying to talk. I think Luminous Productions took inspiration from software and some of their Souls games. You've got a hub town. Whoops, whoa. You've got a hub town or a hub city, and you can explore the city. You can take on side quests in the city. You can talk to some of the NPCs. I think there might be a place to buy items. And then you go out into the world. And the world is kind of... It's an action RPG. It does not play like a Souls game. But you can tell they took some inspiration from those games. It has a very dark fantasy vibe to it. Everything is in ruins. Some sort of like dark, evil magical force has corrupted the land. And so anything that's living out there has been corrupted. It really does. It reminds me of a Souls game like Demon Souls or something, but in an open world and with better graphics. But it has a unique combat system. I've never played anything quite like it. It's really cool. I'm still getting to grips with it. I'm not very good at it yet. My overall impressions are that this game's actually really good. I did finish this game back when it came out, but that was like 2 or 3 years ago. And I've forgotten a lot of it. And that includes how to play it. I want to go in here. I'm going to turn the volume back up. And there's another cutscene in here that we have to see before we can continue with the adventure. And we're going to meet another character in here. And again, like I said, I really like the characters. I like the animations. I like the dialogue and the acting. And like pay attention to the animations and to the clothing and all the different layers and how well it is all animated and rendered. I've never seen anything quite like it. This engine it really stands out from the crowd. And it is such a shame that Square Enix basically threw this engine in the garbage. And I'm probably going to bitch about that later, but let's check this out for now.
So these are the archives.
Catch!
Whoa! What is this? And who are you?
I'm the archivist. Auden told me you were clever. How'd you not know what a book is?
No, I know what a book is. You don't look like an archivist.
You don't look like a hero.
And that's because I'm not.
I used to be a blacksmith before. Built weapons for the very woman that raided our city. She and I were quite close. She trusted me, and I trusted her.
Sorry.
No matter, it was another time. She was another woman, as was I. Keep up!
Is everybody in this town batshit crazy? Okay, so how do you go from a blacksmith to a librarian?
Archivist! And a smart woman knows when to shift her purpose for the needs of her people. Catch!
What is this?
It's the floor plan of Silas Castle.
What are you, my fairy godmother?
Name's Johidi. You're the one that's planning on facing off with Sila.
Well, the name's Frey, and it sounds like you don't think I'm up to the task.
Tanta Sila is the strongest and most formidable of all the Tantas. She controlled the army, crushing the weak, even without the weapons that I forged for her. Crushing them with her bare hands.
I'm beginning to have second thoughts about this.
This batty old Harridan needs to shut her mouth.
You would be doing our land a great service by killing her. Rid us of Tanta Sila, and the corruption in her realm will stop spreading. But no. I doubt you'll actually succeed. Before you go, I would suggest that you learn all that you can about the Tantas. The archives, full of books about them.
Definitely not my fairy godmother.
So now we need to read some books in here. It's part of the quest we're on. So we'll do that. I'm just going to basically pick the books up. I'm not going to read them all out. And Frey will give us a little summary. And then we'll continue on.
So they used to rule Athia, and people used to like them.
Yes, although you'd never guess that now.
I like that you can actually see in those books when she flips the pages, and you can see images and text.
Can't say I envy these people. Their rulers did some super fucked up shit.
I doubt many of them would disagree.
Wait, it was the Tauntas who caused the break? What the hell happened to them?
I think more than a few of their former subjects came to wonder the same thing.
The break is that like evil corruption that's infected the world. Frey called it the break. She just kind of came up with it. This here, the locked labyrinths. I'll read it out. Perhaps one of Athia's greatest mysteries is the truth behind the locked labyrinths found across the land. It is not known precisely what magic keeps them sealed. The Tauntas may well have locked them themselves, as they are the only ones who have ever been known to enter. They are rumored to be treacherous places guarded by terrifying beasts. As for what these beasts may be trying to protect, legend has it that ancient relics lie in the bowels of each one, alongside writings left by the first Tanta herself. And we can find these labyrinths scattered throughout the land. And they're kind of like somewhat reminiscent, but not nearly as difficult, as a chalice dungeon from Bloodborne. For anybody familiar with what those are and what that game is.
That thing we read, it was written by the first ever Tanta.
And it sounds like there might still be more of them to find.
Wouldn't hurt to learn more. Guess we could keep an eye out. So, the Tauntas had superpowers that they used to keep Athia safe. And the people loved them for it. Worshipped them, even. But then something changed. Instead of protecting the people, they started making them suffer. And then the break appeared.
An admirably pithy précis.
But it doesn't make any sense. Why would they just go crazy like that?
That's enough for now. Think I'm pretty clued up on the Tanta basics.
Then I suggest we depart.
As do I. I had a light shining on my face, by the way. But I turned it off because the TV is so bright half the time that it was like blowing out the fucking camera. Let's head out of here. And I really like the architecture up here and the scale. This tower over here.
Very different from the lower city up here.
Why though? What's so special about this part of town?
These days, that it offers just that little extra distance from the break.
I think this is a prison tower.
Still can't walk around up here without feeling on edge.
Look at that.
You did rather give them the runaround.
They did rather throw me in jail for no reason.
We'll make our way out of here.
Hello there. Oh, hello.
Like, you could probably spend a couple of hours here wandering around, taking on side quests. But I'm not going to do that right now.
Anything else you need to do before we leave? Hurry up if you're still not done with what you need to do here.
It's like somebody made an entire city out of back alleys.
Which makes them front alleys now, I suppose.
Let's talk to this lady before we leave.
The next stage of the plan will require the townspeople to be evacuated to a suitable... You? What are you still doing in Sepal? You will not escape Tanta Sila's wrath, you know. Her enemies receive no quarter. None.
Is she from Praenost? Seems rather keen on Sila.
Maybe she can tell us more about her.
Just how powerful is she?
She is the Tanta of strength, blessed with the power to fortify both mind and body.
That sounds tricky to deal with.
And her gifts do not end there. She is a leader under whose unflinching discipline whole armies cower. Her mere presence on the battlefield is enough to strike terror into the hearts of her enemies.
Okay, I get it. She's one stone-cold, badass bitch.
Why did she come after me?
You trespassed upon her realm. You are a threat, and as such, are not to be tolerated.
Just because I walked over some imaginary line? Shit, should have brought a passport.
There is no just when it comes to trespass on sacred ground, girl. Especially not when the ground in question belongs to one so powerful. It was your fault the city was attacked. Tanta Sila wished only to drive out the threat.
And she clearly wasn't the only one.
I love all his comments, you know? It's like somebody talking under their breath all the time. What was she like?
She was hard on others, but no harder than she was on herself. Beneath that stern exterior lies a warmer heart. Her desire to protect the people of Athia. This is what drives her.
Protect? Is that what you call smashing shit up and killing people?
What use is there in talking to one as corrupted as you?
Sorry I asked. Why do I even care who she is or who she used to be? She killed Olivia. That's all that matters.
I've heard enough.
As long as you remain, the city remains in danger. Tanta Sila may yet be forced to destroy us all. You must go to her and be punished for your crimes.
Oh, I'll go to her all right. And when I find her, she's dead.
You'll often get experience just going around and talking to certain characters.
Oi, miss!
Huh?
My friend told me you have a strange glowing object you keep in your pocket.
Oh, you mean this?
What is that?
It's called a smartphone. How do I put this? It's like a thing that lets you talk to people far away, or turn what you see into pictures.
Whoa! Does that mean it could turn what you see into pictures of outside support?
Yeah, I guess.
I've only seen drawings of the outside in books. Could you bring us pictures?
I don't see why not. Just don't expect too much, okay? I'm not a great photographer.
I don't know what that is, but thank you. I'm so excited.
Okay, so maybe not worth crap.
So we can look for these little photo spot opportunities out in the world now.
Not really a big camera person, to be honest.
I'm pretty sure they'd be delighted with anything you show them. It's not like they have much else to look forward to. Perhaps it wouldn't be so bad to stop by on occasion, lend them a little cheer.
You're right. It won't cost me much, and I bet it would mean a lot to them.
All right, let's leave. I really like that icon when you gain magic experience. I'm probably going to turn the volume down out here.
Are you ready then?
Yeah. Time to go kill that bitch.
Okay. I get some map markers, various destinations.
We have a long journey ahead of us. I suggest we make our way to the fortress first. It's not too far from the castle.
You really do know everything, don't you?
No, I simply happen to have looked at the map.
Okay. Let's go to settings. I'm gonna turn the voice volume way the fuck down. And then the overall volume in my mixer here. I am also turning way the fuck down. Because otherwise, as I'm talking, especially when we get into battle, the audio gets really loud. The music gets loud as fuck. There's a bunch of explosions, the sounds of combat, and I don't want to be screaming over it the whole fucking time. It was one of the biggest issues I had trying to do this video over the weekend. And I'm just going to try to talk about it out here and how I feel about it and what I think of the game and kind of what, like how Square Enix reacted to its reception. I first of all, this is one of the biggest open worlds I have ever fucking seen in a game. We're up in the top of these mountains at this city here. It's like the only safe haven left in the world, as far as we know. And you can see there's like cloud cover, and we can leap down there through the clouds. This game has a really cool, it kind of looks like volumetric fog. I'm not sure if it is, but it has that look. And you jump down through the clouds, and eventually we make our way down into like a valley. Frey has magic abilities here, and I'll show some of that. She can move very quickly, like this. I can jump down here. You know, I could scale walls. It's fucking cool as hell. Like, it feels amazing because you have this massive open world, and it's not like in the Elder Scrolls or something similar to that, where you're just like slowly walking at like this pace through the whole fucking game in a first person view. Maybe it's third person, but like the fastest you're ever going is like this, you know? And oftentimes in games like that, you get a mount, and then you got to ride like a dumbass looking animal or stupid ass looking horse the whole fucking time. I don't want to do that, dude. And I don't want to have to manage a mount constantly. Where with Frey here in this game, in Forspoken, like, I can just do this. I can just fucking scale anything, basically go almost anywhere. There's a few areas that I can't get to. Like way up there. I can't jump up that cliff up ahead. At least not currently. Much later in the game, you unlock abilities that will let me go up there. But I can't do that right now. But for just being just a few hours into the game, and I can already do this shit. It's pretty fucking cool. And I'll show the map. So we're right here. And there's the city we just came from, Sepal. And I can zoom in even further here. And you can zoom way in with the map. And it's kind of 3D like this, which is cool. And it really helps you get your bearings and figure out where you are. Because like I said, the game is so massive. It's very easy to get sidetracked and then get kind of lost. It's like, okay, where the fuck am I? You can have a marker on the map to see like where your destination is, but it's often miles, like literally miles away. And it's just really easy to get lost and sidetracked because it's just so big. And you'll look around you and see like, what's that castle over there? What's that tower? What is that glowing thing? And you'll travel to it to see what it is. And, you know, you end up getting sidetracked. So zooming in like this helps you get an idea where you are. And then you can zoom out further, like I was, like this. And you can see all the clouded areas. Obviously, we haven't explored here yet. But if I zoom out even further by, what do I do here? Switch map. You can see the whole world. And I'm up here where that little purple diamond is. And I mean, I haven't basically gone anywhere yet. And you have all these different massive countries. It is enormous. When I played this back when it came out, I completed the game. I played the shit out of it. And I only saw, like at most, maybe 2/3 of this world. There was so much of this shit still fucking grayed out that I hadn't seen. And one of the complaints that I remember reading about this game is that, yeah, you have a big open world, but there's nothing to do in it. It's just an empty world. And it's not entirely true. It's like, okay, the open world isn't fully populated with a bunch of people. There aren't thousands of people everywhere that you're talking to constantly. Yeah, that's true. But there are destinations all over the fucking place. You will, like, shortly as we do this, like all of these icons will start appearing of areas of interest, ancient ruins to explore, towers to explore, artifacts, like ancient artifacts. I don't know what the hell they're called. There's some kind of like ancient monument or statue or something where you can gather special abilities or stat boosts. You'll find little, kind of like little quest objectives. I don't know what the hell it's called, but like as you're wandering around, you might come across like a group of enemies, and it'll trigger like a little side quest kind of thing, where if you defeat them all, you get a special item. And some of those special items are new equipment. That's something else I wanted to show. If I go to my menu, I can see my gear. So like in RPG, you've got under cloak, that's essentially like armor. And then under necklace, it's like accessories. Like in a typical JRPG, you'll have like your equipment section with armor and accessories. So right now I have this hooded cloak. But eventually I'll have a whole assortment of different styles and colors of cloaks that have different stats and various skills or boosts to various stats, whatever the fuck you call it. And then you've got your necklaces, which also give you abilities. Like this one has an auto heal effect. You can see on the left, you've got like health, stamina, defense, healing, magic, prowess, my level, just like an RPG. I also have a nail section where you can decorate her fingernails, and you can do it independently, both the left and right hand. I don't have enough materials to do this yet, but I already have 2 different styles of nails unlocked. I just don't have the fucking materials to equip them. And those can give me stat boosts. Like this one here will give me a spell damage plus 5%. I think that's really cool. I like that. It's a neat little new mechanic. And then we've got magic, and you've got a skill tree, and you've got all these different magic abilities and skills that I can learn and upgrade. And this is just the very beginning of the skill tree. Like right now, I have my purple magic, which I believe is essentially like an earth magic. But as we progress through the game, you unlock brand new skill trees for different magical elements like fire and water, that sort of thing. And they get pretty flashy looking. You can get some really cool looking spells and effects. I tend to favor this burst shot, so I use it all the time. But there's a bunch of different magic. You've got shield shot. What's the other one? Oh, is it down here? There's like a right hand side on the controller, like right trigger side magic, and then there's like a left trigger side magic. And one of them is like, I think they call this support magic and the other one attack magic. And with support magic, you'll do things like maybe like paralyze an enemy and then you attack him. But it doesn't work on all enemies. Some enemies are immune to some spells while weak to others. So you have to kind of experiment and figure out what their strengths and weaknesses are. Or like me, you just kind of fumble through everything. But let's try to continue on. Oh, you've got these little magical plumes you'll find in the environment like this. And you gather it and you get, I think it's magic points it adds to. And once you have enough of them, you can upgrade your magic spells. We'll pick a few of them up here. Once you pick them up, they're gone forever. I don't believe they ever respawn into the environment. It's like a one-time collectible, but they're all over the fucking place. And it kind of encourages exploration because you can see them pretty far away. And so you might see one way out in the distance. Like, how do I get up there? I need some more magic points. I love the scale here. And I like that effect. That solar flare effect. I think it looks really cinematic. It looks nice. That's something else I want to talk about a little bit. There is a look to this game and to this engine, the Luminous engine. You know, Luminous Productions was set up to produce games using Square Enix's in-house developed proprietary Luminous engine. Before they did this game, they developed Final Fantasy XV with it. It's the only other game that I'm aware of that they ever made using those tools. And it was something that Square had spent years developing. They had, I'm going to guess, poured hundreds of millions of dollars. I haven't looked it up specifically, but I mean, it's not cheap to develop a big budget, next gen in-house engine. And it took them years to do it. So it surely cost an absolute fuckload of money. And the idea that after this game didn't sell well, they just fucking flushed it down the toilet and just scrapped it. To me, that is like, it's easy to sit here from afar, you know, and judge somebody else. But like that's bad management, dude. Like your company was kind of riding on that technology. That was supposed to be the future for your company and your games and your products going forward. And to just like, after a few bad decisions, you just flush it all down the toilet and then you go with Unreal Engine, which fucking sucks. At least UE4 does for big open world games like this. Yuck, dude. This right here, I'll talk about this in a minute. This right here is a safe house. Or what do they call it? They call it, shit. I think it said it on the screen and I didn't see what it said. A refuge. It's a refuge. And you can come in here and you have a crafting table.
What was I gonna make again?
So I can upgrade or craft. So I could go, for example, to my cloak. And I could say like, whoops, wrong one. I have these 3 slots here. And I can say like, oh, let me add a purple magic plus 2% bonus. As long as I have the materials, I have the resources there. Just hold down the button and I now have that bonus. And I can add another one, maybe some health or defense. And there we go. I can craft some healing items. But I'm already maxed out on these. Oh wait, hold on. I can increase my material pouch capacity. Yeah, let's do that. You can come in here and sometimes find little bits of lore. Read up on the history of the world and previous events. You'll find items in here.
Huh. What's this? Let's see. A study of miracles.
I know I have it turned way down, but otherwise it would be like someone's talking over me the whole time. So you can take on these spellcraft challenges. And essentially you go into your skill tree. And you'll look at any of the currently learned magic, like this one. And it says hit 3 or more enemies with a single strike. 0 out of 10. I can select that. And then if I hit 3 or more enemies with a single strike 10 times, I complete this little mini objective. And then what that'll do is it'll give me a purple magic +1 damage boost to this specific ability. And you can come back here to this little bookshelf in your refuge and you can take on more of those. And it's like an additional way to improve your skills beyond the skill tree itself. And it's optional. I'll select that one. So it gives you even more incentive to go out into the world and to, you know, to participate in combat, take on these little mini challenges. It's another way to get stronger. There's a bed I can sleep in, and you actually get an animation where she lays down to take a nap. I think that's really fucking cool. Let's go back out. Actually, there was an item here. What was that?
I can make something seriously good with this.
Okay. Looks like a rare item. Before I jump down there, I just wanted to kind of complain, I guess. I think this game, and anything I've ever seen that uses the Luminous engine, stands out from the crowd. Whoa, shit. Well, we'll show some combat here. chest to open. I think anything I've seen with Luminous Engine really stands out. I think it's extremely impressive, and it has a unique look to it. Like, look at all the foliage here. And like, this isn't even an area that's like extremely lush. Like, everything's kind of brown and gray. There are different biomes in different parts of the world that have different themes, where the sky might be green or pink or red. The grass might be extremely lush and green and thick and flowers everywhere. Other areas like this looks kind of barren and dry. There's desert areas with cactuses. There's areas that have lots of water, some areas that don't. But one thing that it has, even in the areas like this, is with all this foliage, it all animates. You can see as I walk through it, there's a really nice animation of foliage around her feet. And that's something that you don't see in a lot of games for some reason. Even though we started seeing it way back, even in the 90s. And then we started getting games, even recent games. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This big budget, supposed AAA game from Square Enix. None of the fucking foliage animates. I mean, it looks like a fucking Dreamcast game. I think that game sucks by the fucking way. I should probably mention briefly that before I played this game, before I put this game in and installed it and decided to make a video with it, I was going to do Final Fantasy VII Remake and then Rebirth to see how they compared to Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 1. Because that's something that I put on my channel recently. I played the PS1 game, about 13 hours or so of it, to see how I felt about it now after many years of not playing it. And like, I filmed it on my CRT. And my impressions of it were like kind of mixed. I liked the visuals, I liked the music, I like parts of it. But I think the story and the writing kind of fucking sucks. Like it's kind of bad. And part of that might be the localization, their translation, I'm not sure. But I thought it kind of fucking sucked. And overall, though, I still kind of like the game. So I thought, okay, you know, it'd be cool to do. It would be cool to then play the remake and Rebirth, because I have those. Remake, I remember enjoying. You know, that came out back in 2020. Look at all the fog here. See, now it's getting all foggy. And I know on YouTube, it's going to compress my video and make it look like trash here. The raw recording looks great, but when I upload it to YouTube, anything with effects like this, it just destroys the quality of the video. It's going to look like it's fucking 320p or something, or 360p. But I love the vibe here. I think it looks super fucking cool. But I remember liking Final Fantasy Rebirth, or Remake, rather. Let me just fight these guys real quick. You can do some, like, fucking flips and shit. I'm still trying to get the hang of it. I'm not very good at it. I don't remember, like, the techniques to really excel at this combat. There's a certain flow state you enter, and suddenly, like, you're just performing all these acrobatics, and I just can't seem to get the hang of it. Okay, so I liked Rebirth. I don't know why I keep saying that. I did not like Rebirth. I liked Remake. And then when Rebirth came out, I fucking hated it. So I decided recently, like, let's go back to them and revisit them. Maybe I was having a bad time, you know, maybe that part of my life when it came out, it affected my enjoyment. I don't know. Let's revisit it. And so that was my plan. I put in Final Fantasy Remake. I started making videos, playing the game from the beginning. And I discovered that I fucking hate that game. I think the game fucking sucks. Like, it made me feel bad playing it. I felt like poisoned. I felt like I got poisoned or something. I felt so bad after playing the game that I fucking deleted it from my fucking hard drive or my SSD. And then I thought, like, dude, I just want to throw this thing in the garbage. Like, this game sucks so fucking much. It felt like, it looked like an Unreal Engine 4 tech demo. It looked like a glorified tech demo for UE4. I started noticing it. Like, my very first impression was positive. The opening CGI cinematic, I thought was amazing. I had forgotten about it, and I was like, whoa, this looks so cool. And then I started getting like kind of that feeling, like that nostalgic, like emotional feeling watching the intro. And I'm like, oh, dude, this looks awesome. And then that first area, when you get off the train, I was like, oh man, this looks so good. Wow, holy shit. And I started playing it from there, you know, and I'm like, okay. And it didn't take very long. And I started feeling kind of like, I don't know about this. And pretty soon after you finish the kind of tutorial in the Mako reactor, and then you go out into the town, into the city, and you see it's all destroyed, I'm like, this isn't very good. And then you're getting into battles out in the city. And I'm like, this kind of sucks. This sucks. Like, this is not fun to play. This feels extremely fucking repetitive and boring. And like the combat feels bad. Everything looks so goddamn generic. Why does it look like this? It was really ruining the experience for me. And I gave it a second chance. I waited a couple days and I started it again. I tried it again. I'm like, maybe it was just like a bad day because it was stressful getting everything working. I've never done direct capture before. So I was experimenting with that. It took me a while to get any of it working with my shitty laptop. You know, like this video here is probably gonna have a lot of issues because I don't have a fucking $20,000 fucking like AI workstation with 20 graphics cards in it. Like all the pro YouTubers. I just have a fucking ultra thin 13-inch laptop with integrated Intel graphics. So I've had to make so many weird changes and adjustments to settings to get any of this to fucking work. But anyway, I scrapped the entire project for Final Fantasy VII because I hated it. I like the original game, kind of. But, you know, I played that when I was a teenager. I played it in 1997, like, as I mentioned in the videos that I published. Like, I played it when it came out. And I loved it then because I'd never seen anything like it. But playing it all these years later, and I think it kind of sucks. But the remake, dude, it's just my personal feelings on it. There's plenty of shit. Like that's something too to keep in mind. Like, everybody has different tastes. You know, some people like hot things, some people don't. Oh, this is a lot of guys. I don't think I'm going to fight all these guys. This is too many. I've done this before, and it takes like a couple of hours, dude. There's so many of them. All right, I'm going to go a different direction. I like these big purple fucking amethyst-looking stones. They've got this cool-ass... They've got all these layers of effects. It's got this like purple, almost watery-like animation or something. And then it's got an iridescence to it. You can kind of see it up there. As I move the camera, you can see an iridescence. I've always liked things with an iridescence. There's a river here. And you actually get animations in the water. Like, the water kind of flows around the rocks realistically. I mean, you can even see this purple amethyst looking thing. You can see a purple reflection in the water there, like a purple glow. And when I walk in the water, like I'm interacting with it. That was something else that bothered me. Like in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, there's no fucking water animation when you jump into the water. And I'm like, what? Like, dude, I've been seeing that since like fucking like N64 or like GameCube, PS2. It was like GameCube, PS2, and Xbox is when you really started seeing that. And like, how the fuck in this PS5 exclusive is the water looking like a fucking like Dreamcast water? What the fuck is this? I had so many issues with that game, dude. I don't think I can ever stomach that fucking thing again. And I think part of what it was they went to Unreal Engine 4. It's kind of what I'm going on and on about. By switching from their amazing proprietary custom technology that was designed for open worlds and looks amazing, it excels at this. They scrapped it and went with an engine that is not suited for this type of game. And it shows. Like, it looks and feels like shit compared to something like this. And it lacks identity and it lacks style. I had just come off of Final Fantasy VII on PS1. And that game had such a sense of style and identity. There was this artistic look to everything. Even in the very beginning when you're going through that Mako reactor. And then seeing it in comparison to Remake, where I felt like I was in a UE4 tech demo. And nothing looked interesting. Nothing looked stylistic and artsy and unique. It looked like these generic ass like fucking assets. Everything looked the fucking same. And it was ruining the experience for me. Check out this shit here. Highly corrupted area and everything gets blue and there's a storm and there's all these environmental effects and like wind is blowing and foliage is whipping around. Her hair's blowing. That's another thing. In the Remake and Rebirth games, there's like no environmental animations. There's like no fucking effects going on. There's like no wind blowing. When I played it, I didn't notice any of that shit. Like I was looking for it. Okay, let's do this. I'm probably gonna die here because I think the enemies here are like really fucking difficult. And I remember reading that one of the reasons why Square stopped using Luminous Engine is because they didn't have documentation. Well, we didn't have documentation to teach like new hires and team members how to use the tools. And of course they didn't say this, but also, right? Well, and because we fired all the people that knew how to use it. They probably did. They probably fired all those fucking developers and engineers. Most of them. Because we did that. Fuck. Okay, why am I not healing? I'm not doing well. I just like the idea that, oh, well, we don't have documentation. That's why we can't use it. How does that happen? How do you spend years and hundreds of millions of dollars basically betting the future of your company on this new technology that you're developing in-house and not ensure from day one, that you have a solid as fuck documentation team in place to ensure the creation of documentation and that it is updated at all fucking times is like high level priority. And this is not from a studio that's brand new. It's not like they just started doing this and they're like, we didn't know. Motherfucker, you've been in business for like 40 plus fucking years doing this. I feel like whoever was in charge there should have stepped down. Like, you just basically fucked the future of this company because you didn't even make sure that there was a documentation team in place. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? You're gone, motherfucker. But instead, they fired everybody and shut the studio down and then scrapped the engine instead of fucking resigning and being publicly shamed. It blows my fucking mind. I remember when this came out, this game, and I was excited about it because I had seen some of the trailers for it leading up to it. And then it comes out, and outlets like Digital Foundry were shitting on it, essentially calling it garbage, like trash tier. And I was like blown away. I'm like, oh my God, this is so disappointing. And so I didn't even consider playing the game until it went on sale. It went on sale eventually because it got so many bad reviews and so many game outlets took a shit on it. And they still do. That Square dropped the price on it like drastically. I got this game for like $14. $14 for a game that launched at $70. So at that price, I'm like, all right, it's worth checking it out now. I'm curious. It at least looks good. And I bought it, I installed it, and I was like, is this actually good? And I kept playing it until I fucking finished the game. And that tells me that, yeah, it's good. I wouldn't have kept playing it if it wasn't fucking good. And then I go back to games that people say are like some of the best games of the generation, like Final Fantasy Remake. There's some people have made really fucking long videos on YouTube claiming it's like a life-changing experience. And I got caught up in that hype. Dude, the game is garbage. It's like trash tier, dude. You want to talk about some ass backwards. I don't know where. I don't know if these guys like get together and they have like meetings. Like, okay, what are we all going to say this game is like? Like, we need to all be in agreement. Are we going to say this game sucks? Yeah, you think so too? Like, I don't understand how this happened. Like, where is that narrative coming from? We don't get games like this anymore. That's something else I want to fucking complain about. We don't get games that come from like a visionary creator that are where they're able to convince upper management, the people with money, to fund these massive hundreds of millions of dollars productions for their vision. We get trash like Fortnite and Roblox and fucking Call of Duty, and like FIFA and Madden. That's what gets funded. Or you get like a God of War 20, Gears of War 16, Fuck off with that garbage, dude. We don't get these visionary new creations where they're trying something new to like the highest level possible. And it doesn't like always, they don't nail it on the first try in every category. There are issues here and there. And then hopefully that's something they can iron out in a sequel or something. But instead, average like your gaming community and your average like games review site, it's like they're all drinking fucking breast milk out of a baby bottle and they've got like a bonnet on and like they're all, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not the exact flavor that they all agree upon, they all fucking take a shit on it and they cry and throw a temper tantrum. And then like the game developers are like, okay, we won't do it anymore. We won't do it again. I'm sorry. And I feel like, like they're ruining it for the rest of the world. We're not getting anything that's experimental and new and fresh and done to a high level of quality. When you do get something, I'm going to stay away from that guy over there. I'm just kind of walking around while I talk. But you can see what the world looks like. And it's like super impressive. The visuals are amazing. The world is amazing. And we're just in this tiny little area where we just started the fucking game. There's all sorts of, like this creature here is like I could try to fight this guy now. You know, think of, it's not really quite comparable, but if you think about like in Demon Souls, there's those red-eyed knights and you try to take them on early in the game and you just get like one-shotted and you're like, what the fuck, dude? That's kind of what these guys are like. These guys are really best. It would really be wise to approach these guys like post-game after you've finished the main story. There's guys like this all around the world and like they look different. They don't all have the same form, but they all have that same glowing sort of ember look to them. I'm staying away from him. You've got this gigantic like whale skeleton looking thing. And I think after you beat the game, these things like reanimate. And it's like a late post-game sort of challenge, I think. But we don't get shit like this anymore. When we do get something new and maybe risk, or they're taking a risk and trying something, it's always like low budget. It looks like looks like an HD Wii game. I'm so sick of games coming out that are like $70 for PlayStation 5, 6 years into the console generation that look like a fucking Wii game that's being played in an emulator at fucking 4K. It's disgusting. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want that on my fucking hard drive. I don't want to play that. I'm so over that shit, dude. I'm so sick of seeing, anytime I even see a game now that says like, and coming to Switch, I'm like, nope. No, thank you. I'm so fucking done with that shit. I didn't buy a 4K TV and a PS5 to play fucking Switch games on it, dude. Or Wii games that run at a higher resolution. Yuck. That shit looks like shit on a 4K TV. You know, maybe on an SD TV. If I was going to play it on my CRT, maybe. But not on this shit here. And like, we need to evolve the medium. No one's doing that. And these guys tried it. And it's super impressive. Even if there's a few issues here and there. Like, one of the main complaints I heard was the world doesn't have a lot to do in it. It's just an empty world. And it's like, maybe the world's just too big. You know, maybe that's part of the issue. You don't have to fucking... I think that's a problem with you and not the game. Where it's like, well, the world is there, but like if you go outside in real life, do you fully explore every nook and cranny of everything that exists with a magnifying glass? Are you like searching every garbage can and every box and package and tipping things over outside and looking under crates and going into people's houses and going through their shed? Are you doing that in real life? Like, you don't have to do that simply because they rendered it in this world. Like, you don't have to fully explore 100% of this map and then complain that it wasn't populated, that every 2 fucking steps there wasn't like a fucking star to pick up. You know, like in Mario Odyssey, how they put moons everywhere. Like, because they didn't do that here, I think people are like, it's garbage because like there's nothing to do. And it's like, there is shit to do, but the world is fucking gigantic, but also you don't have to fully explore every single square centimeter of the world. You look around for something that looks interesting and then you go check it out. And then you move on, is what you do. Like, there's some ancient ruins here. Ruins of Hopston. Scout the area. And then I can scan it here. And you can see right away, all these yellow things are things of interest around me that I can search and explore. And so you have that search function at any time. And then you see, like, as you look around, there's like world... Like, what's the term that came to me the other day? Like, Fuck, I had forgotten it. It's like storytelling. That's it. Like environmental storytelling. You just look around your environment and you can kind of piece together like what happened here. And you'll see things in the environment. There's a skeleton, there's like a corpse there. There's a few corpses. You know, and as I look around some more, you can see like, okay, was this like a small settlement and it got destroyed by something? What happened? What destroyed it? There's a cart here. Someone was camping here recently, it looks like not too long ago. There's items I can collect, some kind of ore we can use for crafting. Okay, like something like someone was camping here, but there's corpses. They've been here for a while, so maybe it's been a few years. There's some minerals to pick up. And there's like a little chest here. What is this? Some lore I can read about.
Didn't think there'd be anything left here.
Some more items. I like the colors here. It kind of reminds me of some of the, you know, like the browns and the stone ruins. It kind of reminds me of some of the art I used to see on Magic the Gathering cards in the 90s. I had some friends in school when I was a kid that had like that first generation of Magic when it first like was it was brand new, like first gen Magic the Gathering. And I remember looking at the cards and thinking the artwork looked fucking amazing. And I liked areas that looked kind of like this. But I can just walk around and check these ruins out. Oh, like look at this little archway. I think that looks fucking cool. I think the lighting looks really nice. Like that's something else I remember people shitting all over the lighting and saying it looks like trash in this game. And I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? Like it looks really good. The fuck is wrong with you? I can go like, let me see. I like taking screenshots in here once in a while because you can do that on the PlayStation. Jumping up here. Oh shit, I missed. Hold on, let me try it again. Sometimes I can land up there and I think it looks cool. God damn it. I never have trouble getting up here. I always get up here like on the first fucking try. Okay, well maybe we won't do it. For some reason while I'm recording it, I can't. But I like jumping up there and taking pictures and shit while I'm standing on that ledge. I think it looks cool. Maybe I should take a look at the map and see where the hell I need to go. Okay. Over here. Oh yeah, there's a marker there. Oh, that's right. I remember now.
Pretend we didn't notice.
There's some enemies up here.
Felt that.
Damn it. Okay. Yeah, I was like right where I needed to be before. And then I, started talking and got off track. We can take a picture here.
Hey, this place looks pretty unique. Should I take a picture? Just trying to get a good angle.
Okay.
That's that.
Oh, I think this area over here looks really neat. There's like fucking corpses everywhere. There's a bunch of wolves over here. Where's the other one? She's saying things like, eat shit. I think this game has a nice sense of style and identity. I like Frey as a character. That's another thing. I think a lot of people shit on the game. They didn't like the character. And it's like, what the hell kind of character do you want? You want fucking Squall from Final Fantasy VIII? Fucking clown motherfucker. Are you kidding me? I want to play as Cloud. Shut the fuck up. Yuck. And she's like a realistic character. You know? She's got attitude. She's got style. She's cool. She's funny. She has a constant like, oh shit. Okay, I need to get out of here. Get out of here. I'd hate to be able to fight this thing where I can see it. It's like a giant mutated bear. I really like her character. She's funny. She's like, determined. She doesn't take shit from people. And like I was saying earlier, I like the dialogue. I like how it's a little goofy and how she'll just tell somebody to fuck off. We haven't really seen it in here, but it's happened a few times. Where like she's literally said, fuck off. I still can't quite get the hang of the combat. I find when I'm not like filming myself, I tend to do better because I'm just purely focused on the game and I'm not talking and I'm kind of in a trance-like state. But when I'm trying to like actually do like multitask, I suck at it. I think this little spot looks really cool with these red rocks, the red glow. There's fucking bones everywhere. Some kind of like corruption or something. We've got a chest here. I think we're getting close to actually going to a new area. Let's try to get up there. Yeah, I really like Frey as a character. And like I recently played last year, I played Horizon Forbidden West. And I thought the game was pretty good. I thought it looked very nice. And I finished it. I finished the main story. But half the time, man, like, what was her name? Aloy? Like, I wanted to fucking slap Aloy in the fucking face, dude. Like, she was such a fucking bitch. And she acted like she was so much goddamn better than everybody else. And it was like, oh, well, you got like this fucking, you know, like fucking Facebook, like meta earpiece in. And you're going to act like you're superior to everybody now. Like, what a rag she was. It wasn't until basically the end of the game that I finally just accepted, like, that's her personality. This is just how she is. This is how she like deals with life and being alive and how she gets through living. She's a cunt. And I just had so many, dude, I wanted to slap her so many fucking times. But like, this is an example where I really like the protagonist. She's got attitude, but it comes off differently. I find that I like her character a lot more. And it's something you feel when you're playing a game, oftentimes. You can just feel it, like, no, this just isn't working for me. I don't like it. And with this game, I felt like I like it. I just kept playing it. And then before you knew it, I'm like, I am like locked into this. I'm loving this game. And then I finished it. But like, you know that feeling when I played Final Fantasy XIII on the PS3, and I was a big Final Fantasy fan back then. I remember playing Final Fantasy X on the PS2, and I liked it a lot. It was an emotional story. I liked the characters, the music, the world, the visuals. I liked the turn-based combat. You know, it was reminiscent to the PS1 games. I think something happens here where we have to fight a bunch of guys. Locked chests. Okay, what do we need to do to trigger this? Something triggers this. I think because we approached it from the back side, it didn't trigger like it should have. Okay, here we go. These nasty looking things. You're fucking kidding me. That's what she said. So like, I consider myself a Final Fantasy fan. And then 13 came out. And I remember that feeling, like, it was like I didn't want to admit to myself that this sucks. You know, I was like, no, I waited so long for this and it looks good. This is supposed to be amazing. And I tried to convince myself it was good. But then eventually I just put it down. Because I'm like, dude, this sucks. Like, this game's garbage. The story sucks. The characters suck. The gameplay sucks. This game, I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened. What happened at Square that this is what came out of them? Because this isn't the kind of game they used to make. This feels like something changed in the company. Like something's wrong. And it's basically continued ever since that fucking game. Ever since I played 13, all of your games have come across like there's nobody steering the fucking ship. It's like they've got money. There's money being injected into the process, but then there's like nobody fucking steering the ship. And it comes across like that. It's like this disjointed mess that looks expensive. Looks like an expensive bag of garbage. It's like a premium garbage bag. It fucking sucks, man. Like, Final Fantasy XIII had great music. It had pretty visuals. I thought Lightning was a cool character, and the rest of the cast was dog shit, dude. I fucking A. I mean, like Vanille. I kind of wanted to slap Vanille. I couldn't stand her. I forget her friend's name. She had like a girlfriend, and she was okay. Saz, dude, like. He's got a fucking chocobo living. I might have mentioned this in another video. Like, Saz has a fucking chocobo living in his fucking hair. Do you know how fucking disgusting that is? Like, that motherfucker would have fucking mites in his hair. He'd have like, he'd be infested with mites. And his whole scalp, dude, would be like matted with like a fucking plastered layer of fucking bird shit. You think that bird isn't just taking a wet liquid egg like shit on his head at all fucking times? You ever seen a bird? Birds just shit out like a gush of slop. They're gonna hold it in for you, dude. His fucking whole scalp would be like mites and matted dried shit. I mean, it would be fucking disgusting. I would not let that motherfucker in my party. I'd be, you ain't coming along, dude. No fucking way. You get that fucking bird out of here and you wash that fucking hair and we'll talk, maybe. Maybe we'll talk. This fucked up, dude. I just couldn't get over that shit. And then fucking Hope. You think I'm gonna let some baby whine ass bitch like him in my fucking party? I can't believe Lightning tolerated that shit, dude. Especially the kind of woman she was. Like, I can't imagine she'd be like, yeah, guys, come along. Fuck that, dude. She would have left their asses behind. Guaranteed. She would have done that shit on her own without their help. But I liked Lightning. I liked the visuals, I liked the music, but like the game itself just, it felt like this disjointed mess. Like there's nobody steering the ship. It lacked the things that I liked about Final Fantasy. And it feels like they haven't really recovered since then. But with this studio, with Luminous Productions, it was like they kind of had some of that magic back. They had somebody that was steering the ship. They had somebody that could do it. They had somebody that knew what they were doing and how to get it done. But they didn't keep supporting that. They were like, oh, you didn't give us an instant $10 billion revenue? You're fired. You're gone. You were closing it all down. That studio, Luminous Productions, was like the ace up their sleeve. It was like the one thing they still had that showed like that they could still do it. They still had the magic. They were still pushing tech. Dude, this shit, at times, this shit looks almost like the real-time CGI I used to fantasize about. You know, when I used to fantasize about the idea of real-time CGI someday, or games that at least looked kind of like that. This game fucking delivers on that. It has a look that I've never seen before. We didn't get to see it here. But in the beginning, when you start a new game, there are some fucking cinematics and some battles all done in real time that look almost as good as goddamn real-time CGI. It is insane how fucking good it looks. There's some battles with a dragon that look fucking insane. And then there's a scene where that dragon grabs you with its talons and it flies up into the sky. And it looks almost like a Bahamut summon from Final Fantasy, but like a CGI version of it. But it's all in real time. Like, it looks fucking amazing. And they don't have that anymore. Now you've got fucking whatever the fuck that mess is they've got with FF7. I'm sorry, but that shit is shit. No. Let's see what she has to say here. I'll turn it up. Shit.
You said you came here from...
We'll turn this up too.
somewhere else, right? How come?
I suppose you could say I was sent here as a messenger. But by the time I arrived, things between the Tantas had deteriorated to the point where they had no desire to listen. They didn't want to hear what I had to say, so they silenced me.
Damn. So they turned you into a cuff? That sucks.
Talk about the Tantas.
What do you think made the Tantas go mad?
If I remember correctly, dissension grew between them. It led to a power struggle. A rift opened up. A rift from which the corruption grew. And where once they worked in perfect harmony, now they stand divided. They retreated to the safety of their kingdoms, and the break soon spread in their wake.
So did the break cause the madness, or the other way around?
It all seems to have happened at around the same time.
Talk about New York?
What's so special about this New York of yours, then?
Central Park in the fall. Oh, and Kanish.
Kanish?
Potato pockets of toasty heaven. My troubles seem to disappear for the 3 to 5 minutes it takes for me to demolish one.
You paint such a vivid picture.
She demolishes that shit. So we're in like a completely new, I guess I'd call it a biome. It's like a different country. And the landscape is different, the sky is different. It's got this wild pink and blue look to it. It's somewhat desert-like here. I'll turn it back down. I just don't want it. I don't want it getting so loud that I have to start yelling over it. Part of it's their dialogue. There's just something about the way it sounds. When there's people talking at a high volume, it's a little different than music. And it's like really fucking annoying when I'm also talking. We could take a picture here. Some kind of fortress. You know what? I could level up some skills. Yes. Level 3 burst shot. Now I can charge this thing up. 3 times. And do some serious damage. It just feels so good having this huge world and I just fucking leap out into it. It's a little bit like they took some inspiration from Final Fantasy XV. Some of the moves you could do with Noctis, but they just didn't feel very good and it was limited. You could only do it in certain parts of the environment. And they expanded on it in a way that actually feels good and you can do it anywhere. I think Final Fantasy XV has some cool ideas. And overall, I remember liking the game. by the end of the game, I had a sort of an attachment to it because I think they did a good job with the character development and the character, you know, like interactions with your main party members. It's important, I think, with a successful RPG to have a successful RPG that sort of relies on you having a connection with the characters. It's important that you build that bond with the party. The Tales of games often do that successfully. And I think one of the ways they're able to achieve that is with the, I forget what they call the system. It's like when you're walking around in the game and you'll suddenly get like a little notification at the bottom corner of the screen. What do they call that? But like you'll press a button on the controller, skits. They call it skits, I believe. With the skits system and the Tales of games, it's a way for them to help build that connection between the player and the characters so that you create a bond with them. You get to know their personalities. And it kind of happens without you realizing it. If you actually engage in the skits and you just start reading them like I do, before you know it, you're like, you have this bond with your party members. And I think it's a really clever way of doing it, and it's probably an affordable way to do it because they're basically like, just like reading a comic book or something, or like a manga. But they also do it in the game as well, through cutscenes and things of that nature. So like the Tales of games, like they get that. Their developers do. And it's, I think one of the things that makes those games stand out is the characters and the character development, the character growth, the connection that the player has with their party members. And they kind of nailed that, I think, with Final Fantasy XV. It didn't feel fucking stupid and lame like it did in Final Fantasy XIII. Like, I didn't want to get to know Hope. I didn't really want to get to know Vanille and I forget her friend's name. I can't remember what the hell her name was. I was going to mention earlier, I liked Final Fantasy X. But fucking Titus, his fucking clothes, dude. His dumbass fucking outfit. Like some of the designs in that game are disgusting. Like Waka's clothes and his hair were so fucking repulsive. I couldn't barely stand looking at him. But like he was a nice friend. But Jesus, what the fuck? Blitzball in that game was fucking dog shit. I hated that shit. But like overall, I still liked the game. Another piece of lore here. I'm not gonna read it right now.
It's about time you learned something new.
Okay.
Let's see how this goes.
Pick that item up. All right, let's go back out here. Oh, you fucker. No, shit. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better, but there's just something it's not clicking with me. There's something I'm not getting about this magic parkour system. I remember back when I first played it, I was able to like lock on and kind of like flip left and right and like glide through the air slowly, and I kept just not getting it for some reason. I think it's because I'm trying to fucking multitask here. Oh, that's right. I think there's one of those labyrinths I mentioned in earlier in this video. Where is that? Let me see if I can find it up here. Oh, what's this?
Looks like some kind of
Ah, it's a puzzle. I don't know how to do this. Somehow I did it. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to go to one of those labyrinths. Two things. I'll go down here to that town where it's like an icon where I can get some kind of new cloak. I'll try to do that. And then I want to look at the labyrinth is that thing in the distance near that fortress that looks kind of like a giant cage. There's a bunch of I mean, right, like I just look around the environment here and I can see immediately there's a town down there with some kind of quest objective and some equipment that I can get. Out in the distance there's some kind of tower. See what that is. There's a giant fortress to explore and see what the hell that is. There's that lost labyrinth thing. See what that is. There's another tower over there. We can investigate, see what that is. There's like shit all around you to go check out. There's another tower up there. I'm not really sure what it is that people mean when they say like there's nothing in the world. Because I think about some of the most popular games that are somewhat similar to this. The Souls games, an action RPG in a fantasy, like a dark fantasy world. And when you play those games, like you're not going out like it's not that much different. It's a world that's full of enemies, and that's about it. You're not going out into a world full of people you're talking to and having a good time with your buddies. You're going out into a hellhole full of enemies, and you're collecting items, and that's it. That's literally all you're fucking doing. You go out, you have some battles with enemies, you get some fucking items, and then you go back to a hub town. And that's exactly what we do in this. The same exact thing. We go out into a world, we get into battles, we get some items and equipment, and we spec up our character, and then we go back to a hub town. Except in this game, they've expanded upon it. It's a bigger open world, and you also have additional side quests you can take on. And the hub town has a lot more people in it. It seems very similar to me. So I'm not really sure what it is precisely that makes it so much more empty to people than something like a Souls game, because those games, I guess, are also empty and have nothing to do in them. I really don't know. Because like I have some of those games. I have Demon Souls on the PS3. I have the remake on the PS5. I have Dark Souls 3. I have Dark Souls. I have Bloodborne. I finished some of them. Like I finished Bloodborne. I finished Demon Souls. Actually, no, I didn't finish Demon Souls. I got like 95% to the end of it and I didn't actually complete the final boss or something. Like I've played those games and enough to know what they're about. And I mean, they are different. They feel different to play. They look different. They seem very similar to me. Maybe like the Souls games I've played feel more linear than this. Fuck off. You fight bosses. Like, we haven't really had any encounters yet, but there are definitely boss battles in this fucking game. There is like a block or parry like system, and I'm not good at shit like that. Just like in the Souls games, I also suck at it in those. I love all of the effects. I think they look fucking amazing. But this was the first game I played, besides maybe Final Fantasy XVI on the PS5, where I thought, okay, this looks like something you can only do this like with the next gen console and new technology. See, I can switch here. Okay, that didn't work very well. I have this like shield thing, and then you can like shoot the shield out at him. What else does she have? Fuck. That's not good. So sometimes enemies will fight each other out in this open world. And you just kind of let them fight each other. Wear themselves out before you engage. I mean, I could just jump in there. I prefer this one here. Fuck off. He's resistant to this magic, so I'm not going to have a good time here. He's probably weak to an element I don't currently have. Like fire. I'm going to guess he's weak to fire. Fuck. Oh, you asshole. I'm gonna get him. Oh, you shithead. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. I'm waiting for that meter to charge up there. He'll fucking come up here if he gets pissed off enough. I've seen him do it. Okay.
Had to work a little there.
Only a little?
What do we got?
Oh, yes. I like this fucking cloak. It looks cool as hell on her. Check that out. I think it looks really fucking cool. Okay, where next? There's like a tower up there. Let's check that out. It's the kind of thing you see in a lot of open world games. There'll be a tower that allows you to see out into the world, to see like farther away points of interest. And I believe it sets it as a fast travel point once you ascend it. Where is this guy? Who the hell's attacking me? Oh, it's like a bird. Get out of here. Fuck off. Let's check the tower out. Just like that. Just kind of warps you to the top of it. And then you can look out. It's kind of similar to those lookout towers that you can build in, what is that called? Death Stranding, that I never fucking used. Ever. It's kind of like those. But then it sets it as a fast travel point, I'm pretty sure. And then I can look out like this to see like, oh, what's this out here? And then you can click on these points of interest and you can place a map marker on them. I'll do that here on this one. I want to check out that locked labyrinth. Let's do that. There's some kind of refuge up there. Like I mentioned, this game is fucking huge. It gets kind of tiresome to play after a while because the world is just like too fucking big. And like you just have to take a break after a while and come back when you feel refreshed. That's how it was for me. I remember eventually you get this ability. You don't see much of it here. There's a little bit of water here. There's like a little lake there. Some kind of crocodile looking things down there. It has a nice look to it. Like even from way up here, there's a decent amount of like level of detail out into the distance. I really think this engine was the way of the future for this company. And they made a really bad fucking decision. You know, you can kind of see like how it happened. The higher ups probably spent what they thought was way too much money on the Luminous engine. They didn't get the return they were hoping for immediately, which is probably partially on them, right? Like they didn't market this game very well and they didn't see that it was completed successfully. They forced them to release the game before it was done. And then they didn't see and they didn't market it very well. And then they just like fucking shut it down without giving it some time and a chance. And somebody, right, probably made a really good pitch to the higher ups of like, we could do this for this kind of money by going to this old shitty engine, Unreal Engine 4. And they were like, you've got the job into promotion. And, you know, you'll go far here if this works out like you're saying it will. And so that's what they've done. Not every game that uses Unreal Engine is garbage. I liked Silent Hill 2 Remake, and that uses Unreal Engine 5. I think that's a pretty good game. But it's also a very linear type of experience. It's a lot of hallways and rooms and corridors. So it works very well with that engine.
Did you find something?
I'm sure it's not always the case, right? There's art direction. That helps make a difference. I can't quite put my finger on it. But everything I see typically has a very sterile, like stock look to it when I see an Unreal Engine game. And it might look impressive with some of the new effects the first time you see it. But like you don't go back to those games 10 or 20 years later. You're like, man, this is so good. That's not what happens. There's exceptions. I do think they used Unreal Engine to make Lost Odyssey, I think. And that game's, my memory of it is it was very good. And it had some really solid art direction. I think they used it for that. It worked with that game. It's very rare, though, that I see it work with anything like that. Man, there's a lot of fuckers here. You shithead. Where is he? Where is he? Where's this other fucking guy? Okay. I wanted to go over there, but since we're right here, let's check this tower out. See what the hell this is. Barak Guild. Scout the area. The broken. Organisms coming into contact with the break are either killed by it or irreversibly changed. These altered creatures, the broken, were originally dubbed the corrupted by the cognizants who studied them, and it was noted that both formerly human and beastly broken share some common traits. All are far stronger than they were pre-corruption, and all are driven by a mindless and instinctual rage. Okay, there's enemies nearby, obviously. That's what that noise is. Come get me, motherfucker. Fuck you. Oh, come on. Fuck that. So I gotta fight this fuckhead. And then by the time I get done with him, all those fucking assholes are gonna be coming up the stairs. Fuck you. Shit. I don't know if I have like a melee attack that I'm not aware of. I should probably like sit down offline and like try to figure out this fucking system here. Okay, there's still more of these assholes. Oh shit, that was a mistake. Oh, fuck. Lost my chance. You know, I mentioned earlier, there's things that are kind of similar to like a Souls game. And like, I'm aware the combat is vastly different. And I think one of the things that makes the Souls games, I hate calling them that, like Demon Souls. I was playing Demon Souls Remake over the winter. And it was the first time I'd actually played the remake. My experience was from the original PS3 game. And I was fucking like kind of blown away by that remake because it was a launch game for the PS5. And I think it's still one of the best looking PS5 games on the fucking market. And there's like another example where like a company, in this case Sony, fucking like shut down the studio that made it. I'm like, dude, this is one of the best things you fucking had. The fuck? Like, I think that game was a collaboration between Bluepoint and Japan Studio. I think it was called Japan Studio. And they got rid of both of those teams. And it's like, what the... Who's gonna make another... Like, if there's ever like a Bloodborne remake, like who's gonna make that one? Like some fucking new guy off the street? And for a launch game, I think it's one of the best still on the console, like visually. There was parts of that fucking game that, again, they look kind of like real-time CGI. They look so fucking slick. And that game does have a lot of corridors and hallways and smaller rooms. So they're able to get more out of it with that. But like, then do that. I'm not sure what engine it was. I think it might have been a proprietary engine. Something I noticed in that game after playing it for many hours, and then just one day I saw it and I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? You walk through a water puddle in that fucking game, and it makes some really cool like ripples from your feet in the water. But if you look closely, when your foot hits the water, it makes a splash. And all the little droplets that come off of the splash then splatter onto the puddle, and they make their own little ripples. And when I saw that, because it was like, it's a kind of effect you have to look for. Like, you barely even notice it. And when I saw that, I was like, holy fuck. I've never seen anything that looked like that in my life. I like little effects like that. And like the idea that they put that much effort and detail into some little, like, I don't want to say it's a throwaway thing. It adds to it. It's additive, but it's easy to overlook. Okay, I guess let's go back down. But like I mentioned it, you know, like, why did I mention it? It's not an open world game like this, but there are similarities, right? You've got the hub town, and then you go out into the world and you fight monsters and you collect items and loot and equipment. And then you go back to the hub, upgrade, and then you go back out and do it some more. So here we can get some, like, you find little things like this. If I didn't explore this tower, I wouldn't get this new map marker showing me like, hey, there's a nail design out here if you want to go explore this area. And I could go onto the map and I could set it for my destination. It gives me a little side quest to perform or pursue. There's even some physics in here. I think you might have seen it earlier. Sometimes those crates, like, they'll fall over. Cracks the ground when that blows up. They'll fall over, and like, there's like some physics applied to some of the objects. But I think in the Souls games, I keep trying to say, maybe one of the things that makes those so compelling to people is the way the combat is designed. You spend a lot of time just trying to get through a handful of enemies. You know, like when I first started, I don't remember the names of all the areas, but when I first started playing that prison, I forget the name of it. There's a prison in Demon Souls where you're in this like tower or something. And there's those creatures. I don't know the names of any of the fucking enemies. There's these creatures with lanterns, and they have like these tentacles, and they walk around in the prison, and you're like trying to sneak by them, or you're trying to fight them, dude. Like, just getting through like one of those in the beginning is a fucking challenge. And like, eventually, you know, I'm making my way through that place fairly successfully, but it took hours and hours and hours of struggling and dying and slowly leveling up my character and changing my equipment to be able to get through that fucking place. And when you look at it, you realize like there's only like 5 enemies I had to fight, but it took me like fucking 8 hours to like fucking get through it all. And it's a different type of challenge. And I think that's why some people really like it, is that like slow grind of getting through just like a couple of enemies. It's such a high level of challenge, and I don't want to say it's sophisticated, but it is very well executed. And a game like this, you know, it's more... maybe you could say user-friendly. They're going for something completely different with this. It's not supposed to have that level of insane difficulty. Because you're fighting a lot of enemies throughout the world here. You're not in a corridor trying to get through like 2 enemies over the course of hours. It really is an old school design in a lot of those Souls games. It's like an old school 80s game development design philosophy of here is a very short level, an extremely short level when you actually realize how short it is. It's like, okay, there's like a path, a bridge, a room, a stairway, and an exit. And it's going to take you like 20 fucking hours to get through it. You're going to encounter like 5 enemies total. It's a little more than that, but it's not much more than that. We're almost to that labyrinth. So you see this massive cage-like structure, and then it's got this pink liquid... I don't even know what it is, you know, because we can walk on it. It's not standard liquid. It's like a liquid solid. It's a very strange material. It's like a hyper condensed magical energy. I just made that up, but it's essentially what it is, I think. And these are like totally optional dungeons. And it reminded me, these things remind me a little bit of a Chalice dungeon from Bloodborne, but not as long, not as many rooms, not as difficult. But it's similar. It's reminiscent of that style of dungeon. I'm not sure if they're randomly generated. I'm not certain about that. They seem kind of like it, but maybe they're not. But you start off in a large room. Each one of these labyrinths has a different color scheme. This one's very red, but some of them are blue or green. And they're kind of, you know, it's like almost too much. It's almost kind of nauseating. You can find all kinds of items in here, and there's environmental storytelling, you know, like what are all these, like what causes damage here? Why is this busted? What, you know, who are these people? There was some kind of warriors here, and you can see these shields. And maybe, I haven't looked into it deep enough, but like maybe you could determine what country they came from based on their equipment. There was some kind of battle here. So you look around and there's environmental storytelling like that. Then you fight enemies. Oh, you fucker. The fuck, would I miss everybody with that? Kidding me? Like when I played this for real by myself, you know, in isolation, I would just spend hours and hours exploring the environment, collecting every fucking item I could find, and then spending a lot of time in the menus, choosing like what stats to increase, what spells to learn, adjusting my equipment setup, upgrading equipment. And I'm not doing much of that here. I'm just kind of walking around and talking. Sometimes as you explore these rooms, it's a good idea to either scan or just look, but scanning helps because it'll point out like, oh, look right there. There's an object I can pick up. And it's usually along the edges of these rooms, near the corners. You'll often find healing items. I don't need any right now, but oftentimes I do. So you can see in this room, I can go two different directions. Let's go through here first. Oh, wow. There's a whole bunch of these magical plumes I can pick up. You know, I like the idea of having the game audio cranked way up. And that's what I was doing originally, as I mentioned. It was conflicting way too much with my microphone. It was like distorting, and it was too much energy competing for one space. Some games work better at a high volume, I think. All right, let me see here. How do I move just one block? I don't see how I move.
Boring.
It's like, what are these places? You know, what were these places built for? What is this strange rock everywhere? Okay, let's go this way now. Whoa, did not mean to do that. Something else I didn't show. I want to show it off after I leave here. I could just do it here, but I'd rather do it out in the environment. You can create campfires, like make a little campsite and stay the night anywhere out in the wilderness. You know, like in an RPG. Actually, I can't think of any RPGs that really let you do that. Maybe... I know I've seen it. That's a lot of fucking guys. Oh my god. Was that a mechanic in Breath of Fire? That you could... Oh, Dragon's Dogma. At least Dragon's Dogma 2 lets you make campfires. But it has to be at a campsite. Final Fantasy XV did it. But in this game, you can make a camp anywhere you want, at any time. However, you are... If there's nearby enemies, like they might attack you while you're trying to make camp, so it's not guaranteed safe. Did I select it? Why is... Okay. Yeah, see, that thing sucks. It's not leveled up. It's part of it. Damn it. I'm just not doing something right here. It's so frustrating. Like I'm trying to lock on and then do this flip thing. I feel like I should have like a melee attack where I can swing a sword or something when they get too close. And I haven't discovered it. I'm probably just really bad at playing it. I remember having some kind of sword or melee attack when I played this years ago. Maybe I haven't learned it yet.
Nice. Always good in a pinch.
Do try not to waste it.
I actually do like the dialogue when you're playing the game like by yourself and I'm not trying to talk over it. I like listening to the characters talk. I think that was a complaint some people had. They didn't like that. You know, they don't like anything. Okay. Let's continue on then. Okay, I'm already full. Oh. We picked up firewood. So like we could set up camp right here and make a little bonfire and sit down and rest and we can craft. I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't need to. I did this recently because I tried doing a video. And this guy kicked my ass. I might die. I'm almost dead already. I can't seem to like get away from him. Like I'm trying to move and he's like faster than me. He's crazy. Fuck. Jesus. See, like, there's like some kind of block and I think even parry system there, and I don't even know how to do it. I can't figure out how to do all the flipping and shit. Like, I remember playing this and I could flip up into the air, and then as I glide down, I'm like beating the shit out of him, and I cannot seem to figure out how to do it. So I'm making it look way worse than it, like way shittier than it is if you play this well.
That's quite a find.
Okay. So each one of these labyrinths has, if you complete it and you get to the end, it has this mysterious chamber with what looks like some kind of alien technology in it. And it's like more of that strange lore and like environmental storytelling. It doesn't really tell you what the hell it is or where it came from. It almost reminds me of something. It almost reminds me of something from like Xenosaga, but slightly Egyptian as well. It's got this. Let me see if I can do it. How do I do this? I can go into photo mode. It's got some like ancient fucking text on it with some weird symbols. It's got objects in there and like weeds and shit growing in it. Like it's ancient. And then some kind of chamber that looks like it would hold like a body. I'm not sure. It's almost like a being from another world traveled here on this thing. And you can often, there's a little bit of lore. To those who would seek to serve Athia, Sorceress filled our skies with fire and ash. The mere sound of the creature's wings filled our hearts with cold terror. Athia suffered. Athia burned. You get some lore, and then you get an item. Usually a piece of equipment.
I thought so too.
I get a new garment, a cloak. I like the red one she's got on though. We'll return to the entrance. Okay. Might as well pocket this. Just shit everywhere. Like I didn't even check out back there. There was that fortress, that stone fortress. We'll unlock this thing. There's a guild, the nail design. There's a refuge. That's my main quest marker. Defeat the bosses within the time limit. I don't feel like doing that. Tanta's familiar. We can take a look at that. There's another fort. Eliminate enemies and get experience. There's some old ruins down there. There's probably like a chest and some items. I believe this game uses direct storage. It's some kind of technology that allows the game to load very quickly. I want to say if you save your game out in the world and then you quit the game and even close the application and then you load a new save, it only takes a few seconds to load in to the fucking open world. We can check this thing out here. You find these cats throughout the world, and there's all different colors and styles. They're like magical cats. They look kind of like demons. They look like fucking stuffed animals, what they look like. And your idea is to sneak up on it and gain its trust. So you have to crouch down. No. Crouch. No! I hit the wrong button. God damn it. I thought, what the hell? I thought it was... What am I not doing right? I thought it was the left trigger. I could have sworn it was the left trigger. Why is that not working? God damn it, I should have read that text. I could have sworn it was the left trigger. Why is that not working? God damn it! How do I look that up to figure out what that is? Where the hell's crouch? Why am I not seeing it? I could have sworn it was left trigger. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck? What the fuck button is it? God damn it. How do I look and see what the last text on the screen was? Fuck. Fuck. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm just gonna have to walk away. For some reason, I can't get it to work. I thought you pressed the left trigger and she crouches. But she's not. Dude, what the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? What about archive? How do... No, I'm trying to read the fucking archive. Oh my god. Dude. I don't even see it here. Shouldn't it show up in the archive as... Oh my god. Oh my god. Why? What about journal? Oh, fuck off. Forget it. Dude, I could have sworn you just press left trigger. Like L1 or L2 and she crouches down. She's not doing it. Oh my god. I'm so fucking pissed off. I'm so fucking pissed off now. God damn it! I'm trying every single button on this controller. Not a single fucking button is crouching. Dude, I'm gonna have to look it up. I don't understand what's going on. Oh my god. Oh my god. I fucking hate. I was just trying to look this up. And I got a fucking YouTube notification and it like, as I was trying to search, it fucking clicked on a video. I did that. It is the fucking left trigger. It wasn't working. What the hell is going on? Let me try it again. I pressed it so many fucking times. It's like, okay. She's not doing it. Why is she not? I guess I had to take one more step for it to tell me. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, back to what I was trying to do. You crouch, but apparently you have to take so many steps first to get the notification to crouch. You can't just crouch anytime, I guess, in the game. Only here. And you have to sneak up on him. And if he sees you, like that, you just wait. You don't move, and then you keep trying to sneak up on him. If you move while he sees you, like it's fucking game over and he goes away. But the idea is to sneak up, and then you pet him. And then he trusts you, and then you kill him. And then he trusts you, and he becomes your friend. Or he attacks you. And these little guys are kind of like collectibles. You can find them all throughout the world, all different names and colors. And they go back to those lodges, whatever the fuck those are called. They go back there, and when you go there to take a nap or to craft, they'll be hanging out in there. You can pet them, I think. And sometimes they'll even sleep with you. They'll like curl up in the bed with you. And they'll fly around with you on your adventure. They fly. And so he'll fly like beside me as I'm walking around. And I had that happen last time I was playing. And it was pissing me off. Like, it was annoying me. So I'm actually glad. I'm surprised, actually. But there's a setting in the options to disable that so that they won't follow you. And I fucking enabled that setting. Because I'm like, I don't want this fucker following me around. But yeah, like I was saying, I do like the dialogue in this. If I was playing this by myself, I would have it turned all the way back up. I think it adds to the experience. It is repetitive sometimes. They'll repeat themselves fairly often. It generally doesn't bother me that much. I probably repeat myself on here all the fucking time. Let's make our way over here if we can. Fuck you, I'm running through that shit. Fuck that. Take a closer look at the monument. What is this?
What the hell is this?
The hell is this? Oh shit. Defeat the target enemy within the allotted time. Oh. Where? Welcome to a vision of what was once Praenost. In order to win this place back from the Tanta's minions who have taken it over, Frey will need to defeat the recreant knight Simulacrum, who leads them. Defeat the boss within the time limit. Damn it. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't like shit like this. I don't want to defeat a boss in a time limit. What? Why the hell did that? I pressed triangle and I thought she was doing it and then she didn't. This one here looks like it might be kind of easy. It's like the first one we've encountered. I didn't expect to do this much damage to it. Oh shit. Shit. Are you kidding me? That shit missed? No. No. Fuck off with these fireballs. Where is that guy? Where is he? God damn it, I am not doing well. Fuck. Fuck. Stop locking onto him. There's too many fucking assholes on the screen. There you go, bitch. Get the fuck out of here with those guys. Shit. Shit. How is he still alive? Are you kidding me? Damn. Okay. No, I don't want to retry. I want to quit. Well, there's those things you can do. I think the water generally looks pretty good in this game. Actually. It's got a lot of little layers of different effects if you look at it closely. Oh shit. Where is that? Yeah, forget it. Where's my quest destination? I'll go in here so I can fast travel. Oh, there's the little guy we got.
Oh, that's so sweet. Hey, little guy. How's that feel?
Some more items. Some more lore.
Dreaming of a new life.
And like if I was playing this alone, I'd be reading all that stuff. I don't want to read through it all on every one of these on the video. And eventually you start finding these little books. Like they add things of interest within these little I keep forgetting what they call it, this lodge here. These little books you find in here will show you new places of interest on the map. But it really starts to add up. Now, this place is nice and sunny. Let me take a look here. You know, like we just started playing it and there's already like fucking quest objectives, points of interest, like all over the fucking place. It even marks where there's treasure chests with these little purple dots. I think those become available when you scan and it marks it on the map. You know, I mean, typical of an open world game. You know, they put shit all over the map for you to go check out and explore. You know, otherwise, I mean, what the hell would you be doing? Honestly. Like, I kind of wonder that when people complain about an open world game and they're like, well, there's nothing to do or it feels empty. It's like, what is it that you expect to be there? Like, what would satisfy that for you? I like the way this little pond looks. Like, what would satisfy that for you then? Like a shitty, like some shitty ass ugly looking town like in Horizon? Because I thought that game had a really nice open world. And I thought every single one of the towns and villages you went to looked like fucking dog shit. They looked like the open world looked like next gen. And then the fucking towns looked like PS3 graphics. Like, they looked so fucking bad. They were so empty. The fucking lighting and shadows and shit, like in the houses, looked fucking awful. Like, some of the ugliest ass looking towns I've ever seen in my life. I'd almost rather they weren't even there. I couldn't believe the stark contrast between the open world and those nasty looking towns you went into. They look bad. Bad. And it's like, what do you want that? Like, is that what you want? And then suddenly you'd say it was a fucking amazing game? Put some bad, ugly towns in there. Some like fucking lifeless stage prop NPCs to talk to. Like, I don't know what it would be that would make someone say like, now the open world feels worthwhile. I think it would be different for every person. For some people, they'd probably prefer if there was like, I don't know, like fuck toys walking around, just like hot anime characters that they could romance out in the open world, and they'd be like, this is fucking 100, this game gets a perfect 10. This game's perfect. And like for other people, it might be like a beast creature that they could fuck. Like, I think oftentimes that's all they want. It's like, well, you can't fuck anybody in the game. So it sucks. I don't know. Maybe that's all it is. I think it'd be cool if you could fish. If there was a fishing mechanic. Like if I could walk up to that stream or that pond over there and cast a fishing pole in there and just relax and go fishing. I think that was a really cool mechanic they added to Final Fantasy XV was the fishing. I was actually really bummed out they didn't have fishing in Final Fantasy XVI because there were parts of that game that looked almost designed for fishing. I would walk up to some of the rivers, like along the shore side of like a river or... Wait, were there lakes? I remember rivers. I don't remember seeing lakes. But I remember walking along the edge of like a riverbank or on a bridge and thinking this looks like a fishing spot. It looks like they made this path go over here so I could fish. But I remember reading like maybe the director, somebody that worked on the game saying, we intentionally didn't put any mini games in the game because it just didn't make sense in the world and for like what was happening in the story for there to be a mini game. And I thought like, that sounds like a bullshit lie and excuse as to why there's no mini games. Oh, but we get force-fed against our will garbage mini games in Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth rather, because it makes sense in that world to have shitty mini games when the world is about to end. Like it's literally about to end. I mean, when you think about it, the story isn't that much different in 16 versus 7. There's some horrible threat threatening to end the world. Completely destroy the world. And in 7, it's like, oh, let's play cards and this dumbass shit fucking board game and board like slash strategy game. I forget what the hell they called it. I hated every fucking mini game in that thing. I fucking repulsive. I fucking hate that game. Those mini games being mandatory ruined that shit for me. Like I just recently played 7 on PS1. And when you ride on the ship across the ocean to go to Costa del Sol, there's some dialogue. You walk around wondering, like, what do I do to trigger the next event? And then there's, like, I think a boss battle. And then it's over. And in 7 Rebirth, they make that whole sequence take, like, fucking 5 hours. And you've got to play, like, not only do you have to play a shitty mini game you don't want to play, you have to win it. Like, you have to master it. It's like, yeah, not only are you being forced to play it, you're being forced to literally master the game. So if it's going to take you like 20 hours, then it's going to take you 20 hours. You have to master this game and win every single fucking match to progress this story. That's what I remember happening. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you didn't have to win it. In my memory, they made you fucking master that thing. And I was so angry and disgusted with that shit when I got off that fucking boat. And there was ever an opportunity to play that card game again in that game, I'm like, get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from me. Anytime I talk to anybody and like, want to play this game? It's like, I'm going to kill you, dude. Don't you even fucking look at me. That's triggering my fucking PTSD right now. That shit was miserable. Miserable. And you're telling me, like, we can't have fishing in Final Fantasy XVI because, like, the story's too serious. But in 7, we're like, Sephiroth's gonna, like, fucking end the world. There's, like, a meteor approaching. And there's just, like, you know, just catastrophe after catastrophe. We got time to master a dumbass fucking card game and go on a fucking cruise ship and go relax at the beach? The fuck are we doing? Oh, this is our destination here. I also hated the segways. Anybody that rides a Segway should be punched in the fucking face. I'm just being fucking honest, dude. Like, I fucking hated that shit so much. It made me feel like someone was defiling me when they wanted you to ride that Segway. Okay. The depths of corruption. These are the places where the break is most highly concentrated and consequently the deadliest. This means tougher enemies and a tougher challenge overall. Great. But you'll have to find your way through it if you want to reach the Tanta's castles. There's only one thing to do when you're ready. Dive in.
Let me guess. More weird break-related shit.
Would seem so.
What the? I'm floating.
I suppose it must be something to do with how heavy the brake is here.
No way. This place is so...
She's having fun.
Yes, I'm sure it's intensely amusing. Now, shall we be on our way?
I mean, I'd probably jump around on it too. So let's jump in here.
Wait, am I breathing underwater?
The thicker the brake becomes, the less the rules of the normal world apply.
Well, not much is gonna...
So it's like we're underwater now. And you've got these cool, you know, like underwater lighting effects. but we can walk around like normal. I think it looks really neat. It's like kind of eerie and mysterious. But this whole game feels kind of eerie and mysterious. There are places later in the game you go to that are just like gorgeous, beautiful landscapes with lots of green foliage, or there's an area where basically a whole country where the foliage is all tinged purple. Everything has a purple color to it. Some areas where there's flowers everywhere. There's a lot of diversity in the environments. Shore Violet. Wonder how hard these guys are. Where'd they go? They were just standing here. Where the fuck? Oh. Oh my god. Why is she not locking on? Oh, you know what? I think you can't lock on if you have a spell like charged up. I feel like I almost figured something out there after playing the game for like 40 hours. But then I didn't quite figure it out. This looks really interesting. It's like every once in a while it looks like the sun comes out. It's another one of those locked chests with the puzzle. I can't figure out how this works. Like, I would think you move one block at a time. But then it's like, no, you're moving like, I guess, as many at a time as it says you can move. Like now there's 2.
Next.
I'm not sure what the old coin is for. I love all the animation, like everything's moving about. Like not only is the wind blowing, but like I can walk through here. It looks so fucking good. These fucking things look cool as hell. It feels good to play. You know, despite me still sucking at the combat, it feels good to play. And you get that sense of freedom and exploration and wonder and mystery. That's something else I wanted to mention about this game. I talked about it in the first video I did that I scrapped. I get a sense playing this of mystery. And it's something that I don't often get in games. Like, I sure as fuck didn't feel like that playing Final Fantasy VII Remake or Rebirth. I'll tell you that. It felt like the most generic ass fucking shit I'd ever played in my life. And this game, I get this sense of mystery. And it reminds me, it's reminiscent of games I remember playing in the early 90s. You'd play like an early RPG, like on the Sega CD. Like Lunar for the Sega CD is one that comes to my mind. Some of those early games, some of the early Falcom games, there would be a sense of mystery to some of those old school Japanese games, especially RPGs, but not always RPGs, man. Some of those NES games, like I remember as a kid playing Milan's Secret Castle, and it felt so mysterious. I didn't own it. I remember going to someone's house that rented it or something. But I remember playing it and thinking, this is the weirdest, most mysterious thing I've ever played. Like, what is... It just, yeah, it had this mystery to it. And older games from that time period had a sense of mystery. I think Super Mario 2 on the NES even felt kind of mysterious. And Lunar, the Silver Star on Sega CD felt mysterious. Going out onto the world map and walking around, it was like, what has happened in this world and where are we? It was the feeling I got that I don't get from games anymore. And this game still kind of has that. It's like they were able to capture that somehow. There's this sense of mystery and wonder and exploration that I often do not get from open world games, especially big budget, expensive open world games. Like, I don't feel like that playing a fucking Assassin's Creed game. Those are like some of the most generic ass fucking... I don't feel like that playing Far Cry. It's like the most generic fucking shit I ever played in my life, you know? Textbook is a motherfucker. You know what game felt mysterious and it was semi-open world? Fucking Stalker. The original Stalker on PC felt mysterious. You can't just fucking follow a fucking book and make something like that. And I think that's why they fail so often. Like, I think Assassin's Creed fucking blows. I think Far Cry sucks. And I liked Far Cry back when it was new and different, but it still sucked. It was still a shit game. Like, it's something I'm thinking about doing at some point on this channel. It's just going to require like days of setup and configuration and fucking around. And I don't feel like doing all that. And then it might still fail. But I have my gaming PC from 2010. Like, I don't have the one that I built in 2006, but I have the one I built in 2010. And I still have a bunch of my boxed PC games from back then. I have the original Far Cry from like 2003, boxed, like the copy I bought at Walmart back then. And Doom 3 and BioShock and Crysis, the original like launch release of Crysis. I have a bunch of that stuff, and I thought about playing it and doing a direct capture like this, and maybe I could get it set up where I could play it on my TV in here. I don't have a keyboard and mouse, so that's something I'd have to get. But Far Cry, the very first Far Cry, was interesting because I'd never seen anything like it, and it had amazing graphics for the time. I was going to say visuals. But the game sucks. Like, it's not fun, dude. Like, enemies see you from like 10 miles away across the whole fucking map. You'll be in the jungle behind a tree and some fucking clown will start shooting at you from across the island, like across the fucking ocean. It's fucking dumb. You know, like guys with rockets will see you from like a mile away with a rocket launcher through the fucking jungle and start firing at you with perfect accuracy. It sucks. But it was like novel and attractive. Okay, let's go to this camera spot. I'm just kind of wandering around. And, you know, pretty much all those Far Cry games after it also suck. I know a lot of people like Far Cry 2. I own that game. I have it somewhere. I didn't like it that much. It was okay. It was alright. Far Cry 3, I remember being kind of exciting. And then they just copied that formula ever since. Ever since that game, they just copied the formula. And it was like a product of its time when it came out. It doesn't hold up that well. I find it kind of off-putting and repulsive now, to be honest with you.
I find it rather peaceful. Would you rather be battling more break beasts?
No, it's just...
I remember back when it came out, I thought the villain was kind of funny. But like a few years ago, I was like watching some gameplay of it. And I'm like, this is just fucking repulsive. It's like, I don't want to play this. I don't want to play this game. Like, this isn't funny, dude. This is not funny. But they just copied that formula from 3, I think. And it's just like rinse and repeat now on every fucking game they make. The same thing with the Assassin's Creed. Assassins. Well, there's that dragon. Got a brief glimpse of it. But we had to fight that fucking bitch a couple of times in the beginning of the game. It was really impressive visually. Like the first Assassin's Creed, when they were showing off what was going to be possible with like crowds and interacting with the crowd, blending into the crowd, it seemed super exciting and like futuristic technology. And I remember playing that very first game and it was like, it was impressive, but also, I don't know, you started to kind of feel it like, okay, it's still a game. And then just everything after that, I didn't give a shit about. I never wanted to play it again. Like I had my fill. And then when Assassin's Creed Unity came out on the PS4, it looked so fucking attractive. I'm like, I have to see if it really looks like that. And I picked that up. And I did finish the game. I actually finished it. And it was probably one of the most impressive looking 3D games I'd ever seen. It's probably still one of the best looking PS4 games. The only reason I played through it is because it looked so good. It was generic as fuck. I got so bored. I didn't give a shit about the story. They're not good games. I'd go to the world map and it would be like, it would be so dense with icons and clutter that I just wanted to shut it off. Like, I didn't even want to play it anymore. It was like, it reminds me of like going on the internet and trying to go to like a modern gaming website and read an article. And you've got like a pop-up stacked over a pop-up with like a video playing on top of that. And then as you're trying to close it, it fucking auto links you to some fucking off-site fucking scam site or something. The most repulsive fucking shit. It felt like that playing the game and getting all those fucking map icons and shit.
You can keep them.
Like, we could walk around in here. This must be the border. This must be separating some kind of border. Because there's like a giant wall there, and then a space here, and then there's like another giant wall there. There is some shit in here we could go explore, but I think I'm just gonna go over here. It makes me feel kind of like I'm falling. That's crazy. Maybe it's because my TV, like I'm sitting like right in front of this TV. The fuck out of here. The hell was that?
Let me guess. You've been studying the map again?
As you should too.
I suppose I'll go in this refuge here.
Could probably chill here for a while.
Wonderful. I, for one, can't wait to take a load off.
Take a load of what?
You know, I think I might end it here. Been playing it over 3 hours. I feel like that's a good little demonstration of what the game is like, even though I play it very poorly. I probably should have sat down and like mastered the combat system before I started recording this. But still, you get to see like what it looks like to play, what the world looks like. You get to see some of the diversity in the environments. Characters we saw in the very beginning, some of the cutscenes. Overall, anytime I see a cutscene, it seems very well done. Like they got excellent motion capture with some like really good actors. Like all the actors they got for this are excellent. And the outfits, they all look very creative and interesting. You know, like they look medieval. It feels kind of like you're at the Renaissance fair, but also it has a sort of an alien look to it. They look different, magical. I think they did a really nice job with some of the like clothing design. The technology, the engine, the Luminous engine, I think it looks fucking amazing. It's one of the few game engines on the market that stands out, that has an identity. You can tell when you see a Luminous engine game. I mean, there's only 2 on the market, but both Final Fantasy XV and Forspoken, they have an identity. They really do stand out, and they stand out in a good way. I think they look better than the majority of the competition. You know, I look at some of these games that have come out, like Horizon, Death Stranding. I forget the name of the engine that they use for that. And they have a unique look as well. And it's too bad that Square is no longer supporting and developing this engine. I mean, maybe they are behind the scenes, but I'm pretty sure they're not. You know, the last time I even heard about it, one of the higher ups at the company was like, yeah, we're not using it because it doesn't have documentation. So we switched over to Unreal Engine 4. And I mean, I expressed my thoughts on that already. What a disappointment that is, and what a bad fucking call that is. There could have been so many, you know, new next-gen games coming out from Square with this technology, and they would have really stood out. They could have been an industry leader again. Not with fucking UE4, they're not. I don't want what they're serving. No, thank you. Just like the thought of like what could have been with this, you know? Like imagine, I would have loved to seen a new Forspoken, a sequel. I would have loved to see like Final Fantasy XIII using this engine. Or, I mean, they're not going to do it. They never do that with this property, but like a smaller, more scaled back. Like it does not have to be all fucking motion captured. We don't need Hollywood fucking actors. We don't need to blow $100 million on like the fucking actors and on motion capture. I would really like to see games that are more reminiscent, and Capcom's kind of doing it, to like a PS2 era game, but just with modern visuals. That's all we need. We don't need we don't need like the Naughty Dog like production for every fucking title. I don't know why developers seem to think like, oh, we've got to do this now and it's going to cost so much money. It's like, I don't want that shit in every fucking game I play. When I'm in the mood for that specific flavor, you know, maybe I'll go with the Last of Us or something, where they've got all of this fucking motion capture and acting and cutscenes, but I don't want that in every fucking title. And I think Capcom is kind of getting that. They've got these smaller, more scaled back games, but they have modern visuals, but they still kind of look and play like a PS2 game. And like, I was just thinking, like, imagine if Square was still using this engine and you had this like gorgeous open world with this fantasy setting, but maybe they did it with the next Star Ocean game or with a new Saga Frontier game, like Saga Frontier 3. And it's an open world game with fantasy visuals and like anime characters. And it just plays like an old school PS1 or PS2 game. Like, I can't imagine you'd have to spend $500 million to do that. And you've got the goddamn tools already. You've already got the fucking engine that you spent like 10 years building, probably spent $500 million on, and then fired this studio and closed it and kept your job somehow, and then decided to go with Unreal Engine 2 for your fucking games going forward. What the fuck, dude? They're using like the fucking Minecraft engine now, I guess. I don't know what the fuck is going on in that fucking company. There's so many. I think Square still owns them. Like, there's so many IPs they have, or like the next Dragon Quest game. I know they're going with Unreal Engine, and from what I've seen in their last, like, I guess like first ever trailer for the next Dragon Quest game, it looks impressive. It looks like they're possibly gonna really nail it with that. But I would have loved to seen more games like this and with this technology. I think it really stands out. I think it's special. It's unique. And they wouldn't have to fucking license it. And they would have complete control over it, you know? Like, I'm not super up to date on all this stuff. I don't do deep dives in it, so I don't really know what I'm talking about. But like, nobody does either. Those people that act all cocky like they know everything, that's not how the world works. That's not real. If you took on a profession, you took on like a skill, like you were going to learn, you're taking on like, you're studying like physics or something, right? You don't go take one course. You don't go read an article on the internet and then suddenly you're like a master physicist and you've got you know how the world, you understand all of reality. That's not how it works. You study something like that your entire life, and oftentimes, near the end of your life, close to death, you feel like you almost know less than you did going in. You're no closer to solving the puzzle or the riddle than when you started. That's how real life works. And so these fucking clowns that act like they know everything, are exactly that. They're clowns. I'm sure a lot of people have had that person, like at school or at a job, that's the know-it-all that never shuts their fucking mouth, and they seem to just know. They have to butt in and tell you how everything works and explain how everything is to you, and you're like, dude, shut the fuck up and get the fuck away from me. Because they just read a lot of shit on the internet, and then they suddenly think they know everything. And I fucking hate people like that. That's not real. That's not how the world works. You might read an article and know a little bit more about it, but you aren't an expert, and I also don't want to hear your fucking opinion on it. It's like, I'm not an expert. But I lost my train of thought. I was going to make a point. I was leading up to a point, and I lost it. I went too far. I went over the fucking cliff. Well, anyway, that's Forspoken. But I really do like this game. And I might play more of it on here. I've got some other games I want to try. You know, I want to try some different techniques. Now that I have, and I don't think I mentioned it. Maybe I'll go to full screen here. But I don't think I mentioned it. I got this little dongle off Amazon. It was $15. And I wasn't expecting it to really work like it is. But I'm using it as a capture device for my camera. I have a capture card that I use to capture this game. And that thing was way more expensive. And some of those capture cards I look at are hundreds of dollars. And so when I saw that there was a capture dongle that was $15, I was like really questioning whether it would even work. But it's working. So I'm getting 1080p capture from my camera off HDMI. And I was thinking like, shit, if that's working this well, when I start doing videos again with my CRT and I play retro games, I could have like different scenes where I could have the camera capturing the TV like I was in my older videos. But then I could also do direct capture from some of my consoles by splitting the signal. I just need to get a device that'll split. I was thinking it would be smart to start with component because it's a nice looking quality image. And I have enough consoles that support component that it would make sense. Like PS1, Sega Saturn, Super Nintendo. I have a SCART to component converter for that works pretty well. And then Sega CD and Sega Genesis. But the problem there is that my Sega CDX doesn't work anymore. So we can't use that one until I somehow get that fixed. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm not even sure what's wrong with it. It power cycles. And I can't get it to stay on for more than a few moments. But all those other consoles I could do. And I could have capture, direct capture from the cable, and then I could also film the CRT, and then I was thinking I could like change scenes and have like, sometimes we're playing the game on the CRT, and then other times it's full screen. I was thinking it'd be cool if I could do that, and I could switch it like in real time. Or have it like a picture-in-picture thing. So that's something I'll be looking into in the future, just to make those videos a little more interesting. So it's not just this constant static image of basically my room looking at the TV. But for right now, I think I'm going to go with some more PS5 games because I've got this all hooked up in here. I may try, because I have a Wii U in here that has HDMI output, and I may try playing like the handful of Wii U games I have, Pikmin 3, Mario 3D World, Xenoblade Chronicles X. Maybe. We'll see. Until then, though, goodbye.